Since the stalemate reached between the Education Minister and the Belize National Teachers Union, a coming together of both entities is yet to happen. And with that, the ministry went ahead to meet with the management associations for the pre-primary and secondary schools, where it was decided that the deductions from the teachers' salaries will take place in November. Love News understands that the BNTU is now reaching out to the Prime Minister for his intervention, as explained by Minister Faber.
Council of Management of the BNTU met over the weekend, and I know for certain that they sent a letter to the Prime Minister on Monday. And as you know, the Prime Minister left the country on Monday. So I'm actually acting Prime Minister at this point, and so the letter came and I had an opportunity to see it. I have said that I will not respond to that letter. I think people might view that as a kind of conflict, and that we will wait for Prime Minister Barrow to respond to that letter. But the letter basically asked that the Prime Minister, in his capacity as Minister of Finance, rescind the memos asking for the deductions to be made by the Ministry of Education. So they're hoping that they can get a response from him. I have not spoken to the Prime Minister since he has left, and I am not certain whether he will respond while he's away or when he is back, but he normally is very good at responding.
Minister Faber was a guest on the morning show today. One of the questions posed to him was, why not pay the teachers for the time they went on strike?
Will not solve the problem, contrary to what those persons who take that position believe or try to put out. There are many teachers who did go to school, and you hear, in fact, as you listen to those persons or persons who are sympathetic to them, that they even feel that a bonus or some kind of reward should be given there. So imagine how much hard done they would feel if it is that they will collect their pay and those teachers who did not go to school will collect their same pay. You know, this, I've said to people, is not a joy for me. It is a painful decision to make in many respects. It is a difficult decision to make, because in a way you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Any side of this argument you take, there will be people who would be unhappy. But my duty and my obligation is to try to be as fair as possible. And I think it is fair that those persons who did go to school receive their salary. It is also fair that those persons who did not go to work don't receive their salary. If it is that we're trying to make up some of this time, our option for doing that is to amend the calendar. And even though we're not obliged to pay for that time, we're still compensating. It gives the people a chance who want a reward to get a little extra. It gives those who have lost money from the deductions to make up some of that money. And it gave them the right, of course, the same right, to go on strike, to make the point which the government yielded well to. And I want to say that I respect the outcome, certainly, and the whole process that brought changes. Nobody can dispute that. I think any government official who told you, who would have sat and told you that everything was well in the government and there's no good outcome of all of this would be lying. But fair is fair and right is right, and my obligation is simply to do that. It is not a popular thing for many. Some people will look at it and criticize. Some have gone as far as to say you are ambitious, you want to do things, you want to try to make everybody happy. So that is what you should be doing. Just pay them, make everybody happy. Well, everybody will not be happy. And sometimes in leadership you can't
be setting a precedent
just take
as well
a popular decision just to appease people when you know it's not the right thing to do.
Another decision coming out of the meetings with the association was to provide an additional 6 days of classes for the students in an effort to make up for time lost in the classroom. Those days will shorten the Christmas and Easter holidays.